Nicole, Two Eyes to See God's No Titled Servant. This content, what I'm about to play, is not isolated to this specific individual. This has to stop because it is happening in too many of our black churches.
Leadership lead and they understand the cost that is involved. There's 1,000 of you. I said close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors.
Leadership, and the cost that's involved. What is the cost? Is it dollar signs? And why is there such harshness when talking to people who are working for God? This should never, this type of tone should not be used when talking to human beings. Also, why should we want to hold someone in a place if they want to leave? Shouldn't they be permitted to?
There's 1,000 of you tonight, and those that are watching, it's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight.
Do you think God told him to ask 1,000 people for a certain amount of money? Or do you think it was his flesh that told him to ask this? He needed 40K, $40,000, right? Well, did he explain why? Is the 40K for families in the church? Is it for the children in the community? We're going to sow into their lives. Exactly. What is the offering for? 40K? Come on, guys.
No more. Now, everyone up here, we've all sowed and seeded, but I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here.
Cost to sit up here. What does that mean? Mind you, he stated that they had already given. It cost you to sit up here?
So put your 20 away, preachers. That 20 wasn't for you. And this is what I need you to do. If you're giving electronically or even if you're giving tangibly, I'm going to have y'all come to the altar and give it because I need to see 1,000 people moving. Bring them baskets. I want the baskets up here. I want to see the folk. Y'all start moving. Y'all can bring it right now. Come.
This part, that part, the total part. Come on. I need to see 1,000 people moving? I need to see 1,000 people moving? Really?
Come. Even if you're giving tangibly, just put your hand on take your phone and stick it on the bucket.
This one right here. Oh my goodness, my goodness. Take your phone and tap it on the offering plate. Listen, who's making up this type stuff? Who's saying that this is okay? Where have we heard that this is something that is godly and of God? Come on.
Giving is worship. Giving is worship. Giving is worship. Giving is worship. This ain't the time to talk. 1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people need to give $20. 1,000 people online need to give $20. This is easy, saints. This is an easy miracle. We should be able to raise $40,000 tonight just from y'all giving.
Well, if giving is worship, then why are we manipulating God people to give? And why are we minimizing that it's just $20? Come on. We all know that we are in a pre-recession. Well, for some of us, we know that it's already a recession. So why would you minimize $20? $20 is really hard to come by for most people. Now, do we have some people who are doing really well? Yes, we do. But the majority of people, $20 is a lot to come by. So how dare you insult the finances of the people? Here's what's going on. A lot of us are what I would like to say, a misunderstanding of what a cult is. I feel like we all need clarity on what a cult is, because many people believe that a cult is worshiping Satan, making sacrifices to animals, and taking part in evil pagan rituals, right? That's what many of us think. But here's the sad reality. A cult can actually involve where we participate in different doctrines, religion doctrines. This is where specifically where a group will deny and teach and do activities that aren't biblical truths, that aren't biblical doctrines. So what does that mean? That simply means that they're not following what the rules are that have clearly been defined in the Holy Bible. Okay? A group of people, they actually teach and do things that go against the fundamentals of what Christianity and what Christian living should look like. So I'm not going to make this super deep. You can look it up in your spare time. So what am I saying? I'll repeat. It's not always satanic rituals. We're going to keep it simple. It's when we go against Christian doctrines of the truth and we come and we do other things that has nothing to do with God. I dare not just specifically pick on this individual. You know why? Because there are many other black churches that participate in such behaviors of this. And guess what? It's completely out of line. God is going to judge those who are facilitating such behavior and those of you who participate and know better. With everything that we have going on in this hour, no one is in a position to simply just give just to give when they need to be securing this money for the sake of their families and households for what's ahead. Am I saying that you should not give? Never said that. But I am saying you should give with wisdom. And I am saying that there is a way to give. I don't care what is stated, there's a way to give. And you know what it is? It's according to Scripture. 2 Corinthians 9:7. Every man according as he has purpose in his heart, so let him give. What does that mean? Whatever amount that God has purposed in your heart, you can seek God, and via the Holy Spirit, he will tell you the offering amount that you should give. You shouldn't give it grudgingly or of necessity. It sounds like to me, and maybe I'm wrong, those two words right there, grudgingly and necessity, the behaviors of the video clips that I've just shown you all, it seems as if that's in fact what's going on. It closes within that verse, and God loveth a cheerful giver. So often, many people in the pulpit will only quote the B part of that verse. You know why? Because they don't readily stand up and say, give according to what God has told you and given in your heart to give on today. They just simply give the second part of that. We have to do better, not because I say we have to do better. We have to do better because we're going to be judged for the behaviors that we are facilitating and acting out and participating in the house of the Lord. He's not pleased. There's no way he can be pleased. 40K to do what with? What is he going to do 40,000 with? And here's the thing, for those of you who may say, well, you only gave clippets of it, and surely there's more to the video. Here's what I'll say to that. Because people, in fact, do that. But again, here's what I'll say to that. no matter how you pull this clip out and other people are pulling and saying different things about this clip, here's what we do know. He said 1,000 people and he said 40K. That's all I needed to hear, right? What is he doing with 40K in an hour like this where we have people who are not in a position for what's ahead and what's about to take place here in this country? Many people with the uncertainties, you don't even know if you'll need that $20 that he's asking for or that $100 that he's asking for. God has told each of us to give according to what he has purposed in our heart. After you've done that, you need to secure and save and be a good steward over what he has given you. Because here's the deal. When you're crying and pitiful, you're not going to be able to go to those people to get help. You know why? Because first of all, in many of the black churches, you have to fill out an application in order to get assistance. That's the first thing. Majority of our big churches, right? I'm not going to go any further than that because some of you are like, what? Yes. For those of you who did not know, they ask all of your business, and by the time they approve or disapprove, you've either lost your car, lost your house, or put out of your apartment, so forth and so on, right? So here's the deal. God has given you 5 senses and he's given you wisdom. If you feel like you don't have the wisdom that you need in this hour to maneuver, then ask him for wisdom, okay? Ask for wisdom. He'll give it to you. I pray that this video helps someone. I don't care if your leader is up and asking for $1,000. I don't care if your leader says this offering is not large enough, we need to pick up more money. The answer is no. And you have permission that no one has to give you. I'm going to say that again. You have permission that no one has to give you. If you've given according to what God has purposed in your heart, you have permission to exit those doors and don't return. And for those of you who would say, she's telling people to leave the church. No, I'm not. You know why? If that type behavior is going on in a building that you're sitting in or a building that you're a member of, you didn't exit a church, okay? You exited a building that's making money off of manipulating you during offertory time. I pray that this video has blessed and helped someone. Like, share, and subscribe if you don't mind. The algorithm, okay, when you like it and share it, will push it out to the people that it needs to get to. Share the video with 3 to 5 people so others are aware whenever they go to a service that this is not the behavior that God is pleased with. You guys be blessed.